So, what do you want to do today?
Maybe we should discuss the elephant in the room D&D character build guide, or just you. I don't know.
I'm Nerdarchy instead.
I'm Nerdarchy Dave. Welcome to Nerdarchy for nerds by nerds.
Now let's answer that age-old question. How do you eat an elephant?
One bite at a time, of course. All right, so the premise for this character build guide purely is based on elephant puns.
Down in the description, you're going to find a couple of things. And not only is it going to be the character sheet over on D&D Beyond, but the character build guide that we use over on the DM's Guild, which is pay what you want.
Pay $1 million or nothing. It's pay what you want. Of course, since this is a character build guide, these are always sponsored by D&D Beyond. We want to thank them for that. And you should check them out, help out the channel, and help yourself out by improving your game with D&D Beyond. Links will be in the description.
All right, so if we're talking about the elephant in the room, we're talking about the concept of the elephant hiding. So how does one hide? You've got spells.
Like you said, spells, stealth.
And, if we really want to stretch this a little bit, how about wild shape and hiding in plain sight?
Those would all do it. They're all good ways to hide the elephant in the room, so we don't have to talk about the elephant in the room. But maybe you have some other ways that you can think of other than spells, stealth, or wild shape. I mean, pretty much to me, that was the three we could think of. We couldn't come up with anything else. Let us know how you would hide the elephant in the room down in the comments below.
You know what's not an elephant in the room? Is doing the things that, wind up making Nerdarchy and YouTube happy. Like, share, subscribe, even tuning to that notification bell.
And quick reminder, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we drop new Nerdarchy videos here on the channel. Come on back.
So if we're talking about making this a full-on character, we always break down, what background, what race, what classes are possible for this before we go in and make our choice. So for making an elephant race, we really only have one option, and that's going to be the Loxodon.
Yeah, we looked over all of our elephant options, and we came up with Loxodon. So with that, we can move right on to class options. We actually have a bunch, right? You could go Druid, Monk, Rogue, all work really well for the idea of stealth and not being seen, or any spellcaster that can cast darkness, invisibility, maybe disguise self, or minor image. Anything that could hide the elephant in the room would actually work.
Yeah, and then when we get down to backgrounds, everything works here, so any of them. So if you're going to go on with this, make whatever you feel fits well for what character you want to play. So without further ado, we're going to dive in, we're going to make this character, and we're going to see what this elephant in the room actually is. So with our starting stats, bonuses, we're looking at a 10 strength, a 14 dex, and a 12 constitution.
13 intelligence, 15 wisdom, and an 8 charisma. As
stated, we are looking at Loxodon, so we are going to apply the normal stat bonuses for the Loxodon. If you're using, the methodology of, put the pluses wherever you want, then, you might want to modify these stats as you see fit. But that's how we've got it.
All right, so we did come up with a background, only because it amuses me to think of our Loxodon as being like a ninja. We went with the criminal background, which is going to give us a couple things: deception, stealth. We took playing cards, and we're going to get thieves tools.
So going along with that ninja concept, we're looking at this elephant in the room, the Loxodon in the room, as a not a criminal mastermind, but they've moved over from doing this into smuggling. So since we already get thieves tools, we're going to take a level in Rogue, and we're going to change that thieves tools into vehicles land. We're going to take intimidation, insight, perception, and sleight of hand.
Yes, and we're going to get expertise, which we're going to take in stealth and sleight of hand. We get the other cool things for being a thief, like sneak attack and thieves can't.
So now we're going to bum rush 4 levels of monk. So this is going to give us a variety of abilities, but we're not going to get into all of it. The important things are when we get to 3rd level monk, we're going to take the Way of Shadow to take shadow arts And then when we get to 4th level, we're going to be able to get our first ASI, and we're going to bump up that dexterity so that we're a little bit better at both, the monk things and the rogue things.
Yeah, Wave Shadow Arts is going to give us more stealth options. And let's face it, and being better at hiding is only going to help. We get Pass Without Trace, I believe, and Silence. So not only will they not be able to see us, they can also not hear about the elephant in the room either.
So where do we go from here, Dave?
From here, we're going to go back to Rogue, and we are going to take 3 levels, which is going to do 2 things for us. One of which is going to give us our archetype, and we are going to take Thief. I don't know why, but the idea of being able to use fast hands with our cunning action ability to do weird things with our trunk, like pickpockets or whatever. I mean, actually, we're a monk too, so we can punch people in the face with our trunk as well. I mean, the trunk is like the best part of being a Loxodon. Let's face it. And then at 4th level, we're going to also get another ASI, which we're going to take the dexterity.
So here we're going to, move, and we're going to take 2 more levels of monk. Number 1, this is going to give us access to extra attack and stunning strike. Not super helpful, but 6th level monk is going to give us access to another subclass feature, and for this, we're getting Shadow Step.
Yeah, the best way to not talk about the elephant in the room is for them to Shadow Step out of the room. I mean, as long as there's a window they can see through where there's dim light and darkness. There's rules to Shadow Stepping. But still, we thought it would be a fun and cool ability. And also, there's other abilities that are really good too. So we're 10th level, and I think that 10th level we fully developed a character to, not be able to talk about the elephant in the room because we are pretty stealthy. But we're going to do the other 10 levels anyway for completion's sake.
And it's going to be very easy. We're just going to take 10 solid levels of Rogue. This is going to give us some amazing abilities, some uncanny dodge, evasion, some more expertise, which will dump into Thieves' Tools and Perception. We're going to max out our dexterity. We're going to, get another ASI to take Alert and another ASI for a +2 to Wisdom. So, a lot of cool things.
We'll also, get reliable talent. So that means even when we roll bad, we still get a decent average roll with bumpy pluses. It's going to be great. So Supreme Sneak is awesome because if we go slow, we can get advantage on those stealth checks. So all in all, this is a super stealthy ninja style elephant in the room that you might not even know about. Again, character sheet, check it out, follow along. Now, let's get to our favorite part of the video, and that is how do you use this as an NPC?
So I've been thinking about this one, and I've got the perfect concept is this character definitely works with, the local thieves guild and is out and about. They are the typical Loxodon, 7 to 8 foot tall. They're a big dude, big person. And no one suspects the big guy, the big gal as the one who's doing the pickpocketing and the one who's doing the mission. So this person's got the ability to go out and case places for whatever kind of theft or what have you. This is not an assassin, although they would be able to be a good job at it. But, they're invited around. They're not the best with personality, but with, those skills in deception and persuasion that they're proficient with, they're going to be able to talk and, ham things up and leave an experience, behind, even if it's not, this guy's super shady, because no one's going to suspect that. So when you talk about the elephant in the room, you're not thinking that they're the one that's going to steal from you.
That's an awesome idea, Ted. I was thinking something similar. Like, this character is a great distraction. They are the center of attention wherever they go, more than likely, unless you're in like a place where there's a lot of Loxodon. You're probably going to stand out like a sore thumb. So, the Thieves Guild is going to love you because they just send you as this garish distraction. But the best part is, like, you can be super stealthy when you need to. They're able to bamf in and out of the shadows. Players could be following them, and all of a sudden they just vanish. They don't know where they are anymore. They can use that Pass Without Trace, having expertise, a high dexterity, advantage on their stealth checks, and a +10 on top of it. Like, they might as well be invisible at that point. they're more than invisible, really. I mean, because one, you can't be detected by magic, and two, you also don't make any sound when you use stealth.
Yeah, advantage, expertise, reliable talent, like all of that coupled together. I've seen it in games. It's disgusting. So yeah, you're not going to be able to deal with that. I mean, when you're talking about the upper echelon levels, a maxed out dex, that's a 17 to the roll, which literally means with reliable talent, the minimum you could get is a 27 on your stealth checks.
Even before that, it's going to be very high because I'm playing a rogue now that's like level 12 or whatever. And I think like I can't stealth at less than like a 23 or something.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be very effective. This is a very sneaky character, and it could also just be a fun NPC that you introduce for well before you ever like hint at or use their larcenous activities. I could see this because this could be a garish person. The players kind of being drawn to them and want to talk with them and hang out with them, and then but never do they suspect they're the one that actually picked their pocket, or they're the one that been kind of like working them for information all along. And then later on, you can be like, "Mahaha, this is one of our villains." I think it would be a lot of fun. If you want another character build guide that was also a lot of fun to do, then check out the Get Every Skill in 5e character build.
If you'd like to help support Nerdarchy in a different way, why not support us over on Patreon?
As a thank you, you'll receive monthly 5e content for players and DMs alike, a chance to game with us, and more.
So until next time,
stay
nerdy.